Hey guys, it's Sunday morning and I have 2 lessons today. Normally I have a group lesson on Griffin first and then a group lesson on Czar a little later, but I'm having a private lesson on Czar first and then a group lesson with Griffin just because like some of the other people that I normally ride with aren't coming today. Yeah, hopefully I'll get some videos. I'm not sure who will be there to video, but we'll see. Good morning. Hi, Sleepy. Where's Czar? Hi, Czar. Good morning. You got a dirty face. There's Griffin. Czar was such a good boy in our lesson. I let him be free because I know he's gonna come over here because he knows where the treats come from. Hi, cutie. You're such a good boy. Sadly, we didn't get any videos, which is such a bummer because he was actually so perfect. And we did all the grid work, which has been like a little bit challenging for us in the past because basically Czar used to be like so good at grid work, and then last summer I fell off in a grid when I was home with my other trainer. Basically it's just like I've explained before, like he really doesn't like to take long distances, and I got like slightly long to one of the jumps in the grid and then he just lost his confidence and like threw me into it. And since then, like I've been a little bit anxious about grids, so today, like, we built it up slowly, and he was, like, super good in the 1-to-1. Like, you could tell he's, like, oh, like, he's a little bit anxious about it. Then once he got through it, he was having so much fun and, like, running, wanting to run to it, which he usually does when he gets excited. And then we did the 2-to-2, which I did it yesterday bareback. Like, you saw me doing it, like, 3-to-3, which was, like, super short. So we did it 2-to-2, and he did the bounce and the one stride, and he's just such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Tuesday, he's getting his neck injected, which I might make a video about because he has to go into the hospital to do it, so he's going to feel really great after that, too. And you're just such a perfect angel. You look small right now because I'm standing up at the tag room. Do you want another treat? Of course you do. A treat? I love you. My trainer's retired horse recently moved back here. He's really calm and friendly, so we're gonna try it. So I'm putting Czar out first, and then I'm gonna go get the other horse. Okay, so this is Colby. He's my trainer's retired horse. I'm not sure how old he is. I think in his 20s. And he's got this plant out here called tarweed. If you know it. But that's what's making him like look all muddy. It's really hard to get off, and he gets baths for it. But then he goes back out and gets it all over him. So we're gonna bring him over to see Czar. Of course, Czar had to roll, but he is so excited he doesn't know what to think. He did one little scream already before I started videoing, but he really wants to play. Go say hi, Czar. Who's that? Who is that? He doesn't know how to feel. He wants to roll again. Sort of. Or just lay in the dirt. Is this fun? Do you have a friend? Hi. Hi. Go say hi to him. You're being very respectful. That's nice. Go say hi to him. He's like, Mom, I'm nervous. Go say hi. He's acting like he wants me to bring him in when he just stands at the gate, but I'm like, go play a little bit. He's honestly taking this very well, like he's not getting too excited. Go say hi, Czar. Go say hi to him. Go play with him. Don't you want to go play? He's like, what is he doing in my pasture? don't want to go play? I kind of had to sneak away to watch from a distance so that Czar doesn't want to just pay attention to me. But they're being so cute. They're just like walking around together. It makes me so happy to see him out there with a friend. Eventually I want to like work up to being able to turn my horses out together. They're hanging out. Czar, do you want to come inside for lunch?
He says yeah.
Did you? Is that yummy? Time to ride Griffin. Hi, Bravo. Ready to go ride, Griffy? That sounds like a yes to me. There's our finishing his grain. How was your grain? Was it yummy? So you guys liked it last time I did a voiceover on my lesson, so I thought I'd do a little voiceover of this lesson in the middle of the vlog. So this day we were working on grid work, which is super beneficial honestly for all horses, but it's particularly beneficial for Griffin right now because he's still kind of figuring out his body. He's still kind of a young horse, and sometimes if he gets a little lazy in his body, he doesn't want to jump super correctly, and maybe sometimes he jumps a little bit over his shoulder if maybe I get a bad distance, or maybe he's being a little lazy. So grids really help to like back them up and have them rock back on their haunches. So it's super good practice, and you can see like these grids are a little short for him in a way because he has such a big stride. Like that 2 to a 2 took a lot of slowing down from my aids. And we usually don't build the jumps as much for these exercises, and we don't like drill them on them because it's definitely more of a workout for them. But he was doing really well with the grid work this day. Right there I got in a little deep, but he jumped out of it a lot nicer than he would have a normal chip because he really has to rock back to like power himself continuously over the jumps. So here are the bounces. I kind of didn't have a nice distance coming into that, but we fixed it coming out. And then here we do the trot into the one stride, and this is probably one of the hardest things for him. I think I mentioned that in my other video because he's still kind of getting the hang of the trot jump, and he doesn't really understand why I'm asking him to trot in the middle of the course, but he kind of figured it out there. I think we would have like maybe one more step of trot before the base of that jump, and then here's the 2 stride again, and you can see it is a little short for him, but sometimes that's useful just to work on like backing them up and getting them using their hind end. And then we went back to the bounces the other way, and once again I'm just having a really hard time seeing a distance to those. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but the smallest jump on the course I feel like is usually the hardest to see a distance to. Like I come from jumping like the 3-foot 2 stride to like the 2-6 I guess bounce 2 foot, and I'm just like, what, how do I do that? But that 1-to-1 that we just did I was happy with, but you can see like he sort of slowly drifts right as we're going through the grid because he's kind of like predicting that we're about to turn right. So that's another thing we're working on, like trying to keep him going straight even if he knows that we're about to turn after the line. So here we are doing it again, and this time I figured out how to see a distance to the bounce, and we got a nice clean change, a little slow in the corner but not too bad. We shaped it out nicely, and then we're going to the 2 stride the other direction, and I totally messed it up. Like I chipped in so hard and then had to get 3 strides, so I circled back around to fix that because it was just terrible. And my trainer, I don't know if you can hear her like talking over me, but she's like, you need to have a better canter coming in because that way even if you get a bad distance it'll be easier to get out. So that's what I did, and yeah, it was easier to get out. He got a little lazy behind on that last one, and that's probably because he's getting a little tired because we've been doing this is towards the end of the lesson, but overall much better within the 2 to the 2, even with the rail. And then we had to change direction because there wasn't a diagonal on that side, and we're coming to the 1 to the 1. And I think I moved up a little too much to make that first jump, which meant I had to rock him back a lot in between the 1 stride. Like when you're doing a grid and you're doing a 1 to a 1, hold that thought. That trot jump was actually really good. He trotted right to the base, so I just wanted to like fix that one more time. That's why I didn't do the whole course again. So I fixed the trot jump and then back to the bounces because we were struggling with those. And he was really good. But what I was saying about the 1 stride, you don't want to have a super big stride coming into a grid like this because then it's going to be a lot harder to get out of the grid clean. See right there, we did the 2 to the 2 again. Super happy with that. That was really even amount of strides both sides. So super happy with him that day. You know, a couple little things to work on, but overall by the end of that course, I think we fixed the major issues. So yeah, we did a lot of grid work the past couple weeks. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, Griffin's trying to steal my keys. Sir, those are my keys. He doesn't want me to leave, I guess. Well, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this weekend worth of barn vlogs, and I'll be back here tomorrow, so maybe I'll film some more. I don't know, but yeah, thanks for watching. Czar says goodbye as well.